Okay, so welcome back. We on the class number 19. Guess what? We'll have one more class and that's it for this mentoring tutoring class for the MLO. So today we're gonna discuss about the California license require material for the California, okay, which is called the FPI, okay. We're gonna discuss a couple information about the licenses, several laws, and also like the requirements. Okay, so class number 19, trickling along, right? It's been great several weeks now. Okay, you're gonna miss me after this. Okay, if you miss me, make sure that go back and watch my video, okay? Because I just upload the video number 11, and I will continue uploading the rest of the videos, all the way to number 19, okay? So, today we're gonna cover the first class of two regarding to the state content California, the FPI, okay? You can visit the website, https thefpi.ca.gov, okay, to learn more about new law, new requirements, new updates, regarding to licensing and all that. Okay, so visit this website to learn more about the California license requirement. Okay, so the Department of Financial Protection and Innovation, which is called the FPI. Okay, this department is provide protection to consumers and services to businesses, okay, which engage into like a financial transaction like the mortgage lending, for example. So the FPI is a department. It's just pretty easy, right? So you need to be licensed under this department to be able to practice lending and mortgaging within California. So the FPI regulates a variety of financial services, products, and professionals. Okay, including they regulate banks, they regulate the products offered by bank or lenders, and also anyone, either employee at the bank or individual contractor MLO, right, are regulated under the FPI. So the FPI is oversee the operation of state licensed financial institutions. Okay, so like I said, the FPI is overlook all the banks, all the credit union, any money transmitter. Like like there's some business like quick cash or cash your check and things like that. Business, they regulate that too. Also including issuers or payment instruments and traveler checks. Okay, and also premium finance, companies, any company that providing any financial services. Okay, licenses and regulates a variety of financial businesses, including security brokers and dealers. Okay, any trade in the securities, right, or even the brokers or the dealers. Okay, investment advisor, right? The FPI is oversee the investment advisor too. So meaning that any service, professional service that you operate is oversee and enforced by the FPI. So meaning that depending on the service that you provide, sometimes it may require that you have to have a license to do so. Like for example, investment advisor or MLO, right? You do need to have a license to practice. Whether you have a nationwide license, in order for you to practice in California, you need to have a California license too, either through the DRE, right, or through the FPI. Okay. Deferred deposit is also another business, financial business that you can do, which is the payday loan kind of thing. Cash your check that I just mentioned earlier. Certain fiduciaries, institution, lenders. Okay. Regulation in California, including California DFPI or California Department of Financial Protection and Innovation. Okay, it's a long word, but I don't think it's hard to memorize it, right? You don't even have to memorize it. You just try to match the the acronym with the actual description, right? Whenever you hear about the API, maybe Department of something or Department of Finance, Protection, and Innovation. And also another division or department in California that also regulated is the California Department of Real Estate, CADRE. So meaning that you can have a license under CADRE, or you can have a license under CADFPI. But yes, you do need to have an MLO license to practice. Having a realtor license only, you cannot practice MLO. Okay, so these are actually the endorsement agency, right? Meaning that they sponsor you to and also enforce your licensing, right? So DFPI, CADFPI, or CADRE. Okay, a little bit of history, right? The DFPI was formerly named as the DBO, which stands for Department of Business Oversight. And then, back in September 29, 2020, they renamed it, right after COVID, right? They renamed it to the FPI from DBO, right? They changed its name to the Department of Financial Protection and Innovation. And when they do that, they also revamp the department, will still report to the Business Consumer Services and Housing Agency. And also effective January 1st of 2021, the California Consumer Financial Protection Law, which is stand for CCPPL. Okay, now we are touching into state-specific law. Okay, and this law is called California Consumer Financial Protection Law. By the way, it's a consumer protection law in California. Just memorize like that. Okay, the CCPL gives the DFPI new regulatory powers to protect consumer from unfair, deceptive, or abusive practices committed by previously unlicensed financial services or products. So pretty much, right? This is like TRID. This is like RESPA, right? This is like ECOA and all that, right? But this is like, a law from California that monitor unfair, deceptive, or abusive practices. Okay, and which is called CCPPL. I'm sorry, CCFPL, California Consumer Financial Protection Law. So what is the difference between DFPI and DRE license? Oh, good job. Now we have two departments. What are the differences? Okay, so there is the DRE and MLS LO endorsement, okay, issued by the Department of Bureau of Real Estate. Okay, so meaning that anybody can working as an MLO under DRE and MLS LO the endorsement and endorsed by the CADRE. Okay, so meaning that you first you must have the realtor license. Second, you have to pass the you take the course, you pass the test for MLO, right? And then you hang both of your licenses under one broker, and that broker can do both, real estate as well as mortgage lending. Okay, so that's that's how the DRE is, California DRE is. Okay, so the DRE and MLS LO endorsement is issued by loan originator working for DRE companies or broker, real estate broker. Okay, the DFPI LO license is used by loan originators working for CFL or CRML. Okay, what's CFL? California Financial Lender. I don't have the acronym here. Let me try. How about CRML? Okay, let me ask Mr. ChatGPT. Okay, bear with me here. Okay. All right, let's check my ChatGPT right here. I say, what is CFL? Hopefully, it give me the. Okay, it doesn't give me the right one. Okay, what is CFL? in mortgage. Okay. So let me see. Even here, it doesn't give me the right. See, if a consumer financial law, CRML. Okay, because here it give me a definition of a CFL is a common forward-looking. It doesn't make sense. Okay, let me see. Okay, how about CFL company? It's probably something really straightforward. Yeah, it doesn't give me anything here. Okay, how about the CRML? What is CRML? All right. Okay, the CRML stands for Certified Residential Mortgage Lender. Okay, then Certified Residential Mortgage Lender, or I think the CFL is meaning for Certified Financial Lender. Okay, maybe I have the definition in the next few pages. Okay. Oh yes, I do. It's a financial law license. Okay. Okay. Anyway, so there are licenses that are required to practice in the California, and mortgage loan originators is any person who provides services as a mortgage loan originator, which stands for MLO, in California under the California Financial Law, which is what is called CFL, right? California Financial Law, or the California Residential Mortgage Lending Act, CRML Act or CRMLA. Okay, must apply. Whoever practice as an MLO must apply and receive a mortgage loan originator license. The MLO must also be employed by and sponsored by a Department of Financial Protection and Innovation license, which is the FPI, under the California Financial Law or California Residential Mortgage Lending Act. Okay, so meaning that once you pass the test, right? The test is for both nationwide as well as the California, right? And then once you pass that, if you want to practice in California, then you have to apply for the California license. Go through the process of application. If you want to work for Texas, you have to go through and fill out an application, which is called an MU4. Okay, you fill out that application, you submit it, and they do some background check, they verify everything, then they give you they issue you a license after you get a sponsor for a broker within the state. Okay, so company licenses, mortgage loan originator license, okay, is the one that you are working under the DRE or the FPI, but company licenses, financial law license, CFL, this license is required for any company engaging in the business of brokering consumer or commercial loans, whether secured by a real or personal property or unsecured. A license may be issued as a lender, a broker, or both, but not individual. Okay, so the company license, issued by the CFL, right, is issued to a broker, to a lender, or both. Okay, so let's say if I'm an MLO right now, right? I don't have a broker license yet, but if I decide that okay, I want to go and take a broker license, and then if I want to open a mortgage lending broker, then I have to obtain a CFL broker license. Okay, a CFL broker license only authorizes a company to act as a broker in connection with loans made by a CFL lender or California Financial License Lender. Licenses under the Residential Mortgage Lending Act and the Real Estate Law, Department of Real Estate licenses, are exempt from the CFL when engaged in activity under authority of those licenses. So meaning that the CFL doesn't enforce the CRML as well as the DRE, DRE MLO license. Okay. For the Residential Mortgage Lending Act, CRMLA license, this license is required for any company or person who makes or services residential mortgage loan in California. Okay, so you need to have the CRML license, okay, to make or provide services for residential mortgage loan in California. Okay, the CFL is a license that you provide to a broker or lender, right? But the CRMLA is a license that you give it to either a company, a broker, or a person, which is an MLO. Okay, keep that in mind. Okay, a CRMLA license is an alternative to the licenses under the California Financial Lenders Law or the California Real Estate Law. A licensed CRMLA lender is authorized to provide brokerage services to its borrowers. Okay, so meaning that under the CRMLA license, you can provide broker type of services to the borrowers. Meaning that you go out, you search for lenders, 120 lenders, 130 lenders, right? You find a good product, you bring it back, and you serve that product to the client or the borrower. So who is exempt from the CRMLA licensing requirement? The following entities are exempt from licensing, including banks, trust company, insurance company, industrial loan company. Okay, so these company doesn't need to have a CRMLA license. Okay, maybe they do need a CFL license. So we have two separate licenses, CFL license and CRMLA license. Okay, CFL license for broker and lender, CRMLA license for company as well as individual MLO. Okay, and CRMLA license doesn't require if it's a bank, trust company, insurance company, industrial loan company. Federally chartered savings and loan association, federal savings bank, and federal credit union. Okay, those also get exempt. Doesn't need to have a CRMLA license. Okay, who is required to obtain a finance lender's license? Okay, in general, any person engaging in the business of a finance lender or finance broker in California is required to obtain a license under the CFL. The California CFL contains a number of exemptions for person licensed by any other regulatory agencies. Okay, this is some extra information. Okay. Okay, so here are a couple of definitions about licenses. Finance lender includes any person engaged in the business of making consumer loans or making commercial loans. It's called finance lender. Okay, finance broker. Okay, include any person engaged in the business of negotiating or performing any act as a broker in connection with loans made by a finance lender. Okay, finance lender, we just think it as like a bank or like a financial institution or even a lender. It's called finance lender. Finance broker are little walking people. Like it could be a broker, right? But it can also be MLOs that actually try to connect a borrower with the lender. Okay, it's a broker, the middleman. A middleman is just running around finding clients. Lenders say, hey, we have a lot of great products here, great residential mortgage product here. Why don't you go find a buyer or the borrower, right? And then sell our product. And we're going to give you some compensation. And that compensation can predefine with your broker who that you work for. Okay, So finance broker are the one that, little guy running around, right, for the broker to find buyer, become borrower, and then get a mortgage product from the lender. A broker license authorized brokering of loan to licensed finance lenders. It does not authorize broker of loan to those who are not licensed finance lenders. So meaning that an MLO is authorized, right, to brokering, meaning, selling these mortgage product, right, for the finance lenders. Okay. However, it does not authorize a brokering of loan to those who are not licensed finance lender, meaning that an MLO cannot, brokering the loan of any lender that is not licensed. Okay. For example, right, if you have I think if it's a private money lender, then you don't brokering for those kind of lender. Those are private. Okay, so with private money lender, the private money lender can say, I'll pay you, some compensation if you can bring me some borrower, right? I have seen that done so many times. Okay, so next, the MLO pre-licensing requirement, right? We know about this. We just finished the 18 hours of MLO content. And now we are in the first hour of the 2 hour of California required content. Okay, so you need 2 hours of California required content, and you need 18 hours of MLO nationwide content. That's combined for California, it's a total of 20 hours. Okay, you probably if you go back and you see that some state require more hours, like 1 hour or 3 hour or even 5 hours. Okay, after you're done the 20 hours total, you can schedule for a test date with the MLS system, right? You go into MLS, say, hey, I finished my class, I finished the online school, right? Now let me go in and register for a test date. Okay, to get yourself ready for this test, you need to at least study between 20 and 40 hours. Okay, and yesterday, Tam asked a question about, hey, how many questions, right? MLO test consists of 120 questions, 5 ungraded questions. 115 questions will be graded, and you need to pass 87 correct or more, right? And it will take about 190 minutes. I don't know why there's some 10 minutes extra for 3 hours. So meaning 3 hours and 10 minutes, probably because that they require some additional minutes upfront that you read some contents about the test, right? And maybe you need to get yourself checked in and all that. But you have about 190 minutes total. Okay. MLO license. Hey, but guess what? You know that you can take a test at home, right? You can take a test at home. But before you can take a test at home, they ask you to pan the camera around the room that you sit in. Make sure there is no interference. Make sure there's nobody in the home. Make sure there is no electronic. Make sure there is nothing on the table. Okay, they want to see that. Yeah, you can take the test at home. Otherwise, you can go to a test center and do it at the test center. Okay. For the MLO license, apply for a license through an MLS. Okay, so let's say if you pass the test, now the next step is that you're gonna apply for a license, so that once you're done with the license, you now officially can do the MLO, practices under the FPI or the RE license. DRE, I shouldn't say license, I should say endorsement. Okay, in California. Okay, so apply for a license through an MLS by filling out an MU4 form. Okay, this MU4 form is just an application. Okay, and this MU4 form consists of personal history, employment, addresses, and then once you're done with that, you submit it. They will have a department that's gonna do a background check on you. Okay, because you've got to fill in all the personal information. That includes your name, your address, your phone number, your social security number, right? And then they're using that social security number to go and do a criminal background check on you, okay? And there are certain requirements that if you don't meet, you cannot become an MLO, even if you pass the test. So be careful, right? There's certain things that you need to know first before you take a course, before you take a test. Otherwise, you just waste up your time. And I will go over those requirements just shortly. Okay, and the application is expensive per state. It can cost you about $200 to $300. Okay, $200 to $300 per state. So if you want to work for 10 states, you spend literally $3,000 up to $30,000 for the application for each state, right? $3,000 is the total, right? Taking additional classes for each state as well. And then guess what? You have to yearly renewal, 8 hours for the nationwide, and then 1 hour for each state. Okay, you need to complete 8 hours of continued education. Okay, and then 1 hour for each state. So if you have 10 states, that meaning that you're gonna do maybe 18 hours total for the every year renewal. There are some states that you don't even take any course for the renewal. They just renew your license. Okay, you pay a fee and renew your license. So meaning renewal, it will cost you as well. Okay, yearly renewal is 8 hours CE and 1 hour each state. And guess what? You must have a sponsor in order to complete the application. You can fill out an application and keep your license inactive. That's just fine too. But if you want to practice, okay, and then you need to have a sponsor. You have to have a broker. You could have a lender or a bank, right? With the bank, you really don't need a license to do at all, okay? But if you want to practice, you need to have a sponsor within the state that you want to practice, okay? If that sponsor happen to be licensed in multiple states, then yes, each state that you want, you need to have the sponsor to sponsor your license as well. Okay, MLO license endorsement renewal requirements. Okay, here is the requirement for renew your license each year. It's kind of tough because like before 2008, right? There's no need to have a license to practice the mortgage origination. But now, because due to the collapse of the banking, due to the collapse of the housing and all that back in 2008, now everybody is required to get a license, finish with the course, and then have to renew every single year. It's worse than the realtor. Realtor take about every 4 years that you have to renew, but for the LO, you have to renew every year. And the LO license endorsement are issued annually and expire December 31st of each year. So meaning the DFPI or the DRE endorsement will expire every year unless you renew your license. Then they're gonna continue endorse you, and then you can practice within that state. The NMLS renewal period begin November 1st and end December 31st, but you don't want to wait until the end because sometimes that let's say you submit your renewal application, you complete your 8 hours, and then let's say 1 hour for state, that 9 hours you complete it, and then you submit the renewal application. You pay a fee for that. You submit a renewal application, and it can take 2 to 3 weeks to get it done. So meaning that you don't want to wait until December 31st to renew your application. Try to renew it like a month before that, okay? What happens if you really actually wait until the end of this, the year, December, let's say December 25th, and you can already complete your courses, and now you turn in the application. They have one thing that allow you is a temporary endorsement or temporary license, meaning that you can still keep practicing, right? But after you submit the application renewal, okay, then you can using the temporary license to practice. Okay, but don't get yourself in that situation. Try to renewal before the end of the year. Okay. MLO license endorsement issued prior to November 1st are required to be renewed through NMLS in order to be valid the following year. So meaning, let's say if you take a test in October, and then you apply for the license, you turn in application, everything done by October 25th. Okay, and guess what? That endorsement will expire at October 31st. Okay, and now come November 1st, you need to have a renewal of that license. Okay, so that you can continue, and then that's probably going to require you to to retake the CE. But I think this maybe is, if I incorrectly, then I think like you probably going to be okay if it's a brand new license. Okay, I think you're going to skip a year. But anyway, any endorsement before November 1st need to be redo. Okay, this is what it say right here. Okay, MLO license endorsement is issued prior to November 1st are required to be renewed through NMLS in order to be valid for the following year, which is, let's say, 2024. Okay, if a renewal request is not submitted through NMLS, the MLO license endorsement will expire December 31st. Okay, if it's expired, what happens? If it's expired, you're not supposed to practice. You're not supposed to originating. Okay, however, there's an exception to that. I will talk about it later. So the MLO license endorsement issue on or after November 1st will not be required to be renewed and will expire at the end of the following year. Okay, so any endorsement happened before November 1st need to be renewed. Anything that endorsed after November 1st is okay until next year. Okay, NMLS consumer access. Okay, consumers can verify an MLO license, behavior, work ethic, or any issue with that MLO through the NMLS system or that nationwide multi-state licensing system. It is fully searchable website that allows the public to view information concerning state licensed mortgage company, branches of that company, and individual MLOs currently licensed through the NMLS. NMLS, remember this term, is a nationwide multi-state licensing system. Okay, developed through the CSBS, Conference of State Bank Supervisors, and this has happened after 2008. They create this system, this NMLS, and it's developed through the CSBS and the American Association of Residential Mortgage Regulators, AARMR. Okay, AARMR and CSBS developed the NMLS system. This will allow companies to conveniently manage their mortgage licenses in an electronic format through a secure website. Application and maintenance of an MLO license are managed through the NMLS. Application and maintenance of a California Residential Mortgage Lending Act license, okay, are managed through NMLS. Okay, and also for company engaging in residential lending or brokering, application and maintenance of a CFL license for companies engaging in residential lending or brokering are managed through NMLS. So NMLS are managing three separate types of licenses: MLO license, CRMA LA license, and also the CFL license. Okay. For companies that engage in the non-residential lending and brokering, application and maintenance of a CFL license for companies engaging in lending or brokering that are secured by other than residential real property are managed directly by the department. Okay, so the CFL license, either for commercial or non-residential, are managed by directly the department. Okay, let me see here. And I think by the department, I think it's mean by the department of the API or CADRE. Okay, now we're talking about the fees. Okay, you got to renew the license or you can apply for the license, and these are the fees that you have to consider. MLO application fee. First time you apply for the MLO license, costs you about $300. Annual renewal costs you another $300. Reinstatement for late renewal, meaning, okay, if you don't renew by the December 31st, you have 2 months gap. You have up until February 28th to renewal, but now you're gonna pay a penalty. You're gonna pay a late fee of $100, which means you're gonna pay a total of $400. Application renewal fee $300 with a late fee $100. So that is $400 total for the renewal. And MLS processing fee for MLO application $30. Right? You submit the MU4 license application, they process it, they charge you $30. And now you have to go out and do a fingerprint. Right? Fingerprint for getting the license to become an MLO costs you $39. Okay, things may change. Okay, things like this is probably in the past. They may change now. Who knows, right? You have to go out and you will know. NMLS credit report fee application is $15. So the the reviewer of your application and the NMLS will charge you $15 just to pull your credit report. NMLS annual renewal fee for the MLO is $30. So I'm looking at this because over here it's a MLO annual renewal fee $300, and here is the NMLS annual renewal fee for MLO is another $30. So maybe it's a total of 330. Okay, and this is just probably a system fee to use that system. Okay, to store and keep your record. Okay, licensing status or assistance. What are the reasons for denial of my MLO license? So like this is important right here. Before you even consider to take the course, take a test, study for the test, take a test, then you have to make sure that you meet these requirements. Okay, a license as a mortgage loan originator shall be denied, shall be rejected if the applicant has a mortgage loan originator license revoked in any government jurisdiction unless there were a subsequent formal vacation or set aside of the revocation. So meaning that if you as a loan originator and your license was revoked by any governmental jurisdiction, right, in any state, then your application for California, let's say, will get denied and you're not going to be able to get the license. Okay, the applicant has been convicted or pled guilty for nolo contendere to a felony of domestic, foreign, or military court during the 7-year period preceding the date of application. So meaning that at the date of application, back 7 years, okay, if you're convicted as a felony or foreign or military court, you're not going to be able to obtain the license. Okay, as a felony, you cannot do that. You cannot apply for the license. Okay, applicant has been convicted of or pled nolo to contendere to a felony anytime preceding the date of application. If such felony involved in fraud, dishonesty, breach of trust, or money laundering. So meaning that this is not about felony. This is not about 7 years. Okay, if you convicted in any of these crimes, you will not be able to apply for the MLO license, which are, if you convicted, in a crime for fraud, you convicted in a crime for dishonesty, you convicted in a crime for breach of trust, or you convicted in a crime of money laundering, then you are not allowed to obtain an MLO license forever. Okay, so got to be careful on that, right? Make sure you don't get involved in any of those crimes. The applicant has not demonstrated a financial responsibility, character, and general fitness as to command the confidence of the community and to warrant a determination that the mortgage loan originator will operate honestly, fairly, and efficiently within the purpose of this division. So meaning that, what happened if you get a bankruptcy, right? What happened if you are, you're scamming? What happened if you are, behind delinquency and all that? How you are able to help somebody when you run into those kind of issues, right? You're not financially responsibility to yourself, right? Your characteristic doesn't fit into helping others, right? Or you don't have the strength, the power, the physical to actually, able to help other people, meaning that you're too sick, you're not able to help anybody. Okay, so if you follow in those criteria, then you are not allowed to obtain an MLO license. Okay, an application may be precluded from obtaining a mortgage loan originator license where his or her personal history include, you have any lien, you have any judgment, you have any fraud, misrepresentation, dishonesty dealing, mishandling of trust fund, commingling of funds, right? We talk about that, right? Other lien judgment of financial or professional condition that indicate a pattern of dishonesty, right, in the part of the applicant, then you cannot get the license. Okay, continue. What will happen if I change employers and the loan I'm working on do not close by the time I leave my employer? Okay, so let's say you practice as an MLO, right? In the process of helping 5 customers, 5 borrowers, and you decide that you want to switch to a new broker or new employer. What happened to those files? Okay, MLOs cannot engage in any further acts that require a license once they leave the employment of their sponsor. So meaning the sponsor that you leave, right, you cannot touch any of those files. Okay, because those files belong to the sponsor, not belong to you. Belong to a broker, not belong to you, right? Loan application initiated under the authority of a CFL or CR MLA license are the property of the license sponsoring, right? That I just said. If there are additional acts that are necessary to complete the file, those acts must be completed by an MLO who is properly licensed and employed by that sponsor, right? So let's say if you live in the middle of something, of the loan, then another MLO will be assigned to those loans so that the loan can be complete while you move on to a next chapter of your life, right? Requirements for California Mortgage Finance Lender Law, CFLL, and CRMLA licensed company requirement, okay, for these licenses, including bonding requirement. If you want to become a broker, if you want to become a lender, right, and these are the requirements for you. You need to have a bond, for your business, for your company. CFLL lender and or broker licensees who originate residential mortgage loans are required to maintain a surety bond. Okay, take this in mind, right? You need a surety bond in order to operate as a lender or a broker. And surety bond is just the amount of money that is more like an insurance, right? Just in case something happens, you have a surety bond to help pay for the mistake that you make, okay? Or the people that work under you or work under the company, okay? The surety bond covers the activities of MLO they employ. So if the MLO, did the bad thing, if the MLO made a mistake, and there's some costly associated with that, then the bond will pay for it, and this bond is called surety bond. Okay, the bond amount will be based on the amount of origination activity conducted by the licensee in the preceding calendar year. Okay, so let's say if this broker, if this lender, they sell $50 million of mortgage. Okay, then the bond, let's say the bond for $50 million is $5,000, right? I just throw out a number. Okay, and if you're selling 200 million, then the bond may be, $10,000, right? So the surety bond amount depending on how much you're lending each year. Okay, so maybe if you lending less, you got this going down. If you're lending more, that surety bond may increase. Okay, net worth requirement. Not only that, the licensee for CFLL or CRMLA license company, right, have a surety bond. Now you also have to have enough net worth. Okay, meaning that in your checking account, your asset, your equity need to have a certain amount required dollar. So the CFLL lenders that make residential mortgage loan must maintain a minimum net worth of $250,000. There is no change to the CRMLA tangible net worth requirement for the CRMLA licenses. Okay, for the CFLL, yes, you need $250,000. But however, in here it doesn't say for the one that holding the CRMLA license, what's the amount. So here, let's say there is no change to the CML tangible net worth requirement for the. So meaning, I think like most licenses need to have a $250,000 net worth in total. Okay, something that can be liquidated, meaning selling and get the cash. Okay, majority of the time is that you have to have $250,000 cash in your bank or in your trust fund or something. Okay. MLO change sponsorship fee. This fee incurred each time a company requests us to sponsor a mortgage loan originator license. This fee is a per agency, per license fee. So let's say if you're joining a broker, and that broker gonna have to pay $30 fee to sponsor you. Okay. We're done with the first part of the API or California related material. Okay, continue from the yesterday practice test. Okay, let's do some practice for today. Okay, so remember what I told you. Pay close attention, read and understand the questions. Pay close attention to the accept or negate words. Okay, inclusive, exclusive, right? Read the question carefully when those terms appear. So number 11, the secondary market investors will purchase the following loans, except. Okay, now, who are the secondary market investors? How many? At least 2. And who are they? Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac, right? Don't forget about that. Okay. So Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac are the secondary market investor, and these 2 investors are buying all of these loans except one. So that's what the question is asking for. Okay. First of all, you know that secondary market investor are the one that set the guidelines. The loan need to meet the guideline and they will buy. If the loan doesn't meet the guideline, they won't buy. Okay. Then either the one that holding that loan probably have to keep to to the company, or sell it to any other investor that willing to buy that loan. Okay, so first loan, conventional conforming loan, conventional non-conforming loan, FHA loan, VA loan. Okay, which one is it that doesn't buying the secondary market? So A, what's conventional conforming loan? Conventional is the one that meet the meet the guidelines. It's conform with the loan limit. Okay, conventional non-conforming loan is the one that meet the guideline but does not meet the limit, meaning the loan amount is higher than the guideline. Okay, FHA loan and VA loan. Okay, we know all that. Okay, so which one is this? Anybody can guess? Give me an answer. Okay, type in the chat box. Okay, we're gonna come back to this. Okay. Okay, number 2. Which of the following entities is considered a secondary market investor? Oh, I just told you. Okay. Which of the following entity is considered a market investor? It gives us like 4, meaning that each item is one entity, meaning that is if you only get one, okay, then it's fine. You probably don't have the other one, because the secondary market investor, there are at least 2 of them, Freddie Mae and Fannie Mae. So which one is that here? FANG. FANG is what? What is FANG? Right? FANG is Facebook, Amazon, Apple, Netflix, Google. Okay, FANG is a tech company. Okay, nothing to do with the secondary market. FDIC. What's the FDIC? Anybody remember? FDIC is Federal Deposit Insurance something. I forgot. Corporation. Okay, so meaning that when you deposit your $250,000 into a bank, it's get 200. Any amount of $250,000 or less will be guaranteed, will be insured. Okay, I think the I is the insure, right? Will be insured by the FDIC. So meaning that if the bank is filed bankruptcy, you get the $250,000 up to $250,000 back. But if you put in 500,000, you can only get 250,000, even that that bank get bankruptcy. FTC is Federal Trade Commission. Okay, Federal Trade Commission is a government agency that monitoring, enforcing any trade, security trading and stuff. So is it like a secondary market? FNMA, Fannie Mae. We talked about this. Okay. So what is the answer for 12? Right, which one is this? Okay, number 13. Which of the following entity approved your MLO license? Is it federal gonna approve your license? All of the U.S. state, approve your license? Your state approve your license? Or Department of Real Estate approve your license? MLO is a mortgage. It's a mortgage related. Okay, so now you have to know which department is approved this license. Federal is a broad government agency. Cover from west to east to west. Okay, on a variety of agencies. You know that your license is only, so when I'm talking about MLO license, is you pass the test. That's good. That's a nationwide test. But to get the license, you have to apply individual state. So which is like, if you apply for California, then California approve your license. You apply for Texas approve your license. Then that's 2 licenses. If you apply for Florida approved your license. That's 3 licenses. So you kind of see what I mean. So which one is the answer? Okay. Department of Real Estate, can it approve your license? It's a real estate department, right? It's not Department of Financial, the FPB, right? Protection and Innovation, right? So the answer for these are secondary market investor won't buy the loan that over the loan limit. Okay, even though it's conventional, but they won't buy it. But they will buy the FHA and VA loan. Okay, make sure you know that. Number 12, right? Fannie Mae is the right one, but also Freddie Mac as well. Not only Fannie Mae, but also Freddie Mac. MLO license is only your state that approved your license. California is approved for California MLO. Texas cannot approve for like California MLO. California cannot approve for Texas MLO. Okay, so your state approved your license, or wherever you practice, where you apply for the license, approve your license. That state approved your license. Okay, number 14. In order to obtain a license, you must complete which required pre-licensing education minimum hour: 18 hours, 20 hours, 22 hours, or 24 hours. Okay? And here it says obtain a license. A license, right? A license, not like passing a test. Because you can pass a test without taking any number of hours. You can just go and take a test and you pass without have to complete the minimum hour. But guess what? In order for you to practice and get the license, you have to take those hours, right? If you experience, you go out, take a test and you pass, that's okay. But for you to get the license, you need to complete the training, that number of training, okay? So 14, 18 hours, 20 hours, 22 hours, 24 hours, okay? If you fail the NMLS national test and universal state content the third time, how long must you wait before retaking the exam? So you failed the first test. So when they say the national test with the universal state content, so meaning in that test, it's going to cover the 18 hours of the nationwide material and then 2 hours or 3 hours of your state, right? So now it say if you fail that test, how long must you wait before retaking the exam for the if you fail the third time, how long you have to wait for that? Is it 1 month, 3 months, 6 months, or 9 months? Okay. Okay, I see somebody answer some answer here. That's great. I love that. Okay, number 16. When fill out a ERLA, you must provide information from where you have been lived and worked for no more than how many years? 1 year, 5 years, 10 years, or 15 years. Okay, the ERLA is a universal residential loan application. Okay, how many years of your past residential that you need to provide? Is it 1 year? Maybe too little. 5 years, maybe enough. 10 years, maybe so too. 15 years, oh, not too long. Okay, so your answer is number 14. You need to complete a required pre-licensing education a minimum hours of 22. Why is it 22? Right? Because some states, they require they require like up to 4 hours. Okay, because here it doesn't say which state it is. Okay, I would think that this answer should be a 20. Okay, a minimum hour. In order to obtain a license, you must complete which of the required pre-licensing education minimum hour. I would think this is 20 hours instead of 22, because at least for California, it's 20 hours, right? Unless if this considered like a different state. But if you taking a California test, pick 20 hours. Okay, number 15, 6 months. Okay, after you fail the first time, you wait for 1 month. The second time, you wait for 1 month. And the third time you fail, I think you have to wait for 6 months. Okay, so to get the answer for this, go back to my material. Okay, okay, when you fill out the ORLA, you need to provide 10 years of 10 years of addresses, previous addresses. So what if the answer only for 20 and 22? Okay, then if you take a California, it's 20. Okay. Okay. For number 14, yeah. Okay. Okay, number 17. Which of the following is not a prohibited conduct? Not. Okay, I highlighted not. Okay. It's not prohibited. Engaging in, meaning that out of these four, there are three as actually prohibited, right? There's one that's not prohibited. Okay, A, engaging in any unfair or deceptive practice. Is that prohibited? Unfair or deceptive. Okay, obtaining a property by fraud and misrepresentation. Is that prohibited? Earning a fee through best efforts. Okay, you get compensation for doing a good job. Okay, all of the above would be considered prohibited conduct. Okay, so meaning all these three are prohibited. Okay, so none of this is actually not prohibited. So meaning that that the not is probably a D. Okay, these if you believe the ABC are prohibited, then your answer should be a D. So you got to be careful when you pick the answer too, right? Because here it has a not, right? If this is prohibited, if that prohibited, if this prohibited, then the answer is D. Okay, because none of this is correct. Okay, so we find the answer a little bit. Okay, number 18, to maintain your license, you must complete the 8 hours continuing education for every 1 year. Every 2 years, renewal must be complete by December 31st. What's your answer? I say, oh, the answer is A, because you have to renew every year, right? Not 2 years, because I just told you, right? You have to renew every year due to the fact that, there's a requirement of the NMLS. Because of the 2008, every year you have to renew, and you pick A. Guess what? Your answer is wrong, because your answer may be C too, right? C say renewal must be complete by December 31st. Is it right? Right? You must renew by December 31st. If you don't, you get penalty by complete by February 28th. Okay, but number C is correct. You must complete by December 31st. So if you pick A or you pick C, you're wrong. Maybe it's A and C, which is D. Okay, let's find out later. Okay, 19. If you fail the NMLS national test and universal state content, you may take the test again with 10 days, 20 days, 30 days, or 180 days, which is what? 6 months. Okay, so the question here is say, if you fail the test, you may take it again within how many days? Which assume that you failed the first time. Okay, it doesn't say the first time, second time, or third time. You know the third time is how long? 6 months. So 6 months is what? 180 days. Okay, so ding, 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 the answer, right? So the not is the D. All of the above would be considered prohibited conduct. Okay, so prohibited conduct is A, prohibit for unfair and deceptive practice. Prohibited conduct is fraud and misrepresentation. Prohibited conduct is earning a fee through best effort. Okay, you only collect the fee when you complete the loan. If the loan gets canceled, if the buyer doesn't want to move forward, allowed by the law, then you don't get any money. Okay, so the D is that all of the above would be considered prohibited. So the not here is say that's not right, that's not right, that's not right. So this is right. Okay, I just explained 18, A and C. It needs to be every year and by December 31st. Okay. But however, if C is say, with penalty by February 28, then that should be good too, right? 19, 30 days. If you fail the first time, you have to wait for 30 days. If you fail the second time, you have to wait for another 30 days. If you fail the third time, you have to wait for 180 days, 6 months. Number 20, last one. If you fail the NMLS national test with universal state content, you may take the test again. Well, how come this is repeated? So I think it's 30 days, right? Yeah, somehow this one is repeated with the other one. Okay, so it seems like I may have missed one question. But anyway, those are just your practice questions. So like I say, join me next week for the practicing test examination, so that I can help you, prepare yourself with the test, coming up. And I hope everybody, finish your class, schedule for a test, take a test, and pass it, and then find your sponsor. Okay, there's a lot of good sponsors out there that can help you too. Okay, anybody have any questions? Anything? Okay, if there's none, then I'll see you tomorrow for the last class. Have a good night.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Mhm.